sun is out as we prepare. Really looking forward to this final. I hope you are too. This is the first time in 5 years we've been running the event at this level that the top 2 seeds made it through to the final. We've had seeds 1 and 2 meet each other in the final. So we're looking for some top quality stuff. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're nearly ready for our final. Please welcome our Nottingham ball crew. Followed by all of our match officials. It is the Nature Valley Open WTA Tour final, and here are our players. First, from Croatia, former champion, our second seed, Donna, Vekic. from France, our top seed. Welcome, Caroline Garcia. Now you'll see both players have very special mascots with them. We've given them some walk-on buddies just to show them the way out onto court and make sure they get here nice and safely. So please put your hands together for them as well. With Donna is 4-year-old Ava Wishman, and with Caroline, 5-year-old Yuvan Vekic. They are going to go forward with players as well. When they go to the umpire, photo taken as well. Nice.
I guess we're taking a photo. Can we force that? And then this way as well?
Yeah, everybody else. Yeah,
right.
Sorry, just one quick one, yeah. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you. I guess you guys going this way? All right, ladies, so we have TV changeovers, so please do not start the game before I call time. We have Hawkeye. We're still on the clock, 151 rule, even though we don't have the watch on court. Please be careful with the grass. Any questions? No? Heads or tails? Heads is cool. And it's heads.
I serve.
Serve?
I stay.
Okay. Good match.
So on the umpire's left, she's got former Nottingham champion 2017, Donna Vekic. This week, it's hard to time on to see that here as well. She's coming in form of the line of the world, ranking 22nd at the high. Certainly wants to break over after the last 16. That was matching her best ever previous Grand Slam run. She's been shot by top 10 players, only top 10 players, 3 times. Brisbane, Stuttgart, Maya, fantastic performance there. And she's also had a final this year, 7th of the year. That was easy. Returning to this final, while beating dangerous Lily Vekic in the first round, then easing past the punches where we can get second and keeping the lead.
25-year-old from Lyon has been as high as 4 in the world. That was back in October 2016. Currently playing still top 30, but 28 in the world. She's had an up and down year, really, Caroline Garcia. Not the best of results, but really has got it together in the last month or so. A really good showing in Strasbourg to make the final there. Came runner-up to Jastrzębska. And here, her second final in just a matter of weeks. Having lost in the second round of the French Open. Should have made third round, but couldn't quite cross the line there. But here she is in yet another final. So, as I say, this is their 7th meeting, these two. Caroline Garcia's played 22 matches this year, won 19, lost 13. This was her route through to the final, and she overcame a massive hurdle, psychologically and physically as well, against Jenny Brady. That was a really good win, which concluded just a couple of hours ago, really, out here on centre, because we had so much rain yesterday, it sort of spilled over, got too dark to conclude it. So, very good win for her over Jenny Brady. That took an hour and 49 minutes. She took 4 of 9 break points with Garcia. And, well, what a sparkling finish it was to round it off with 2 consecutive games. What of her opponent, Donna Vekic? Well, she's been playing some really good ball to get her. All the 22s off that career high ranking, and the same as her age. She's won a couple of titles. One of them was here in Nottingham on the grass a couple of years ago, 2017. Beating Joanna Konta in the final. well, she'll be hoping to emulate that kind of form again today. You can see she's 23-10 in matches here. Been playing really, really well and enjoying the grass. This is just her second match on it. She's had an unparalleled 12 match wins in Nottingham. That's her route through. Took out Tatiana Maria. Lost the opening set. Maria was playing really fine grass court match, but then once she got the bit between her teeth, double bagel was offered up. She really did play a very solid second and third set. Also beat Kiki Mladenovic in the round prior. That was the quarterfinals, 7-5, 6-4. Hour and 46 minutes with 4 rain delays. Now, that makes interesting viewing. I've got 3-all head-to-head. This is their 7th meeting. Donna Vekic won the last match in straight sets in Tokyo in quarterfinals down there on a hard court. Caroline Garcia, though, prior to that, that was last year, won the last 3 in Rome, Limoges, twice in France as well. Warm playing conditions, but as you can see, pretty breezy, 11-mile-an-hour winds. 40% chance of a rain shower. That's been the curse this week, but they've dealt really well with it locally, and lots of fans have stayed around to watch this great tennis, and no more so than today. This should be an absolute belter of a match. Garcia won the toss and elected to serve. As we look through her racket bag, it's a clever little camera angle, isn't it? So the lady from Lyon
1 minute.
takes on the player from Monte Carlo these days, is Donna Vekic. Both 5'10" tall. That's what's up for grabs. Chance to trouser a check for $43,000 US. Runner-up will get 21,500 pretty much. And of course, more importantly, 280 world ranking points to be had for the winner. Both top 30 athletes. Vekic 22 in the world. Garcia 28. And you ask yourself, well, how come Vekic is seeded second and not the top seed? Well, of course, the seedings were done a few weeks before the tournament, and that was just off the last ranking run. Vekic has climbed, having made 4th round of the French Open. And incidentally, for your interest, she plays tomorrow at Birmingham. So no peace for the wicked. And guess who she runs into first match? Ashley Barty does Donna Vekic, the world number 2. So that really is a handful. Caroline Garcia, well, she also goes to another grass tournament. She plays in Mallorca, where she was the titleist in 2016. Garcia plays Victoria Azarenka up first. Azarenka these days ranked 42 in the world. As a relatively young mummy, of course. That should be interesting as well. So confirmation, it'll be Garcia against Vekic, this WTA final from the Nature Valley Open. Top 2 seeds going toe-to-toe. Caroline Garcia is the top seed to get us underway in this women's singles final from the Nottingham Open. Some would argue that Donna Vekic has just been that little bit more consistently solid throughout the tournament. Garcia has kind of yo-yoed a little, but to be fair to her, it was only her first showing out on the grass courts yesterday when she, well, and concluding today against Jennifer Brady. And it was a match against Brady, because she had lost the last 3 consecutive showings to the American, that was imbued with hesitancy. She was far from convincing, apart from really over the last sort of 40 minutes or so of the match, including that really good phase of play from the French player last night. Half chance there for Donna Vekic. Hence the glum face in missing that forehand pass. Telling, buckling length of shot from the backhand of Garcia. Both players desperate to put their best foot forward in this title decider. High quality rally in game one from both athletes. Inspirational for all viewers. She's desperate for an autograph. She'll have to wait a while. First break point of the match. Somehow she's found that. I think all were sold on the fact it was going long, but it dipped obediently down with wind assist onto the baseline in the end, this backhand pass. Let's see it again. Look at that. Thought it was going way long, but eventually found the back of the line. So it's an immediate break of Caroline Garcia's serve. Donna Vekic, the second seed, with the early lift here. Now, will she pull away and roll with the momentum on this breezy, squally, windy sort of final Sunday? Breeze tugging at her skirt, her hair. But more importantly, of course, the ball toss. Players with a shallow ball toss will be aided in these conditions. What a lovely 1-2 off of her second serve. Torben Beltz, Vekic's coach, will be pleased with that. This their first clashing of swords this year. Vekic much improved. Garcia won in Tokyo in straight sets. If you are just joining us, that was last year. Last clash prior to that was in Rome. More of that, please. Generous hand
2 games to love.
for Donna Vekic, who extends her lead. Well, this is the third match on this court. Garcia was up first against Jenny Brady at 11 o'clock local time. Just dusted her up in 7 minutes of play. 2 games won by Garcia to get to this point in the tournament. Then it was a women's doubles final, which was rain delayed as well for a while. And now this one. That's a welcome sight, isn't it? Well, perhaps it's written in the stars for Donna Vekic to secure a second Nottingham title. Lost out in the semi-finals last year. Oh, can you believe it? Had the whole court. Normally travels with her dad, John Paul, but puts confidence in Florian these days. Well, all at sea at the moment. The serve rhythm is not quite there for Caroline Garcia. It's almost like a different day, isn't it? That wind really has picked up a notch or two and it's proving problematic. Garcia wrestling with her first serve percentage right now, down at 38%. Donna Vekic at 60, less troubled. Wow, that really is quite special. Donna Vekic produces a moment of magic to secure a second consecutive break of the Garcia serve. She's come out of the gates really quickly here. Vekic leads 3-love opening set. Well, she's been ruthlessly efficient from the off, has Donna Vekic. 2 break points engineered, both taken emphatically. It's a heady 3-love lead that all Croatian fans will be enjoying. First ace of the match. I'm sure she spends time with Torben Beltz talking about what-if scenarios, because she just seems so much more prepared and so much more calm under pressure. She's very much more sort of challenged than threatened. That's gorgeous serving. Really is effortless, isn't it? And smooth and repeatable. Garcia at the moment struggling to just get crumbs from the Vekic table. Wow, it's just a barrage of winners from the Croats racket right now, and the second seed is tearing through this opening set. It's a beautiful, huge blue swathes of sky amid a few fluffy white clouds. We'd take that. Caroline Garcia, you'd imagine, just has to weather the storm and hope that it passes, metaphorically speaking. Can Vekic really keep up such a high level in the breeze consistently? Well, that's what happens, isn't it? It feels like her opponent's court is like a postage stamp, because Vekic is particularly athletic in and out of the corners these days, as is Caroline as well, of course. But you tend to overpress and the court feels smaller when you're having a hard time. Yeah. Well, we've seen it on this grass court in particular. The lines have been regularly repainted, having had so much water on them, just to reinforce visibility and let everybody know where they are. And of course the ball's checking on a regular basis when it hits them. Haven't had a challenge in this match yet. Thought there might be one there. It's like an unstoppable train right now, Donna Vekic. Another half chance on the Garcia serve to take advantage. Look at this, right out the middle. Both sweet backhands here. There's the signature shot down the line. She loves that one. Well done. Took that really well and got her weight behind it as well. Beautifully dispatched. Now Caroline Garcia needs to do what she's been doing quite a bit, and she hasn't registered one so far. So far in the tournament she's hit double the number of aces of Vekic at 26 to Vekic's 13. Haven't seen one so far. She's close, but not quite. And throughout the tournament, Caroline Garcia has landed over 70% in the 4 matches that she's played off first serves into court. Today, just 43%. Just missing so narrowly. It's a brilliant, technically adept volley from the French #1. She earns generous hand as she secures her first game in this women's singles final. Trailing 1-4 though, first set. Things going swimmingly for the second seed here. Very much a player on an upward curve is Donna Vekic, leading 4-1 first set.
Miss Vekic is challenging the call on the left near sideline. The ball was called out.
Well, so far in this match, if you are just joining us, all that Vekic has found in terms of lines and close shots, Garcia hasn't. That one has slightly missed.
Love 15.
In contrast with the
Vekic has 2 challenges remaining.
pattern beforehand. Four points in a row now for Caroline Garcia. This is encouraging for French fans. She's having an amazing serving day so far, Donna Vekic. She's struck a couple of aces already and landed 83-84% first serves in as well. 85% first serves now for Donna Vekic. That is outstanding. She's only lost 3 points behind her serve. And of course, for Caroline Garcia, in response to it, it's really difficult to play against because you can't really get a toe hold and get the upper hand in the rally that you need to on a grass court. You want to be on the front foot, but just she hasn't been enabled. Donna Vekic pulling away from Caroline Garcia.
Vekic leads 5-1.
And this Nature Valley Open final from Nottingham Centre Court. She has a 4-game cushion, just a game away from securing the opening set. What resistance can the top seed offer here? Well, there's been a lot of moments where she's been brilliant in this tournament, but not as many moments as Donna Vekic has had, having watched all of their matches all week. Vekic has been that little bit more consistently brilliant. Now, is this the start of a comeback in this opener? Hopefully that'll generate some confidence. First ace of her match.
And let's first service.
Well, they've been very few and far between. The groundsmen have done a great job in keeping this surface immaculate, despite having very little match play all week. signature shot from Vekic. Rears its head again. One of the big facets of the Vekic game that isn't much talked about is the fact that her return game over the season has got so much more effective. This tournament she's 10% more effect in terms of return points won than Garcia at 51%. Garcia 41.9. Over the season, just 6% difference between them in favour of Vekic. It's quite a lot. So the mini wave of momentum from Garcia stopped in its tracks. Oh, she's found the line. And it was applauded by Donna Vekic. You had to be careful she didn't crash into the umpire's chair. What a glorious point this is. Let's see it again. Look at that fine approach. Great response from Vekic, but that is standout athleticism from Caroline Garcia on the full stretch. What end range control on that low backhand volley. She's pleased with that one.
Vekic is challenging the goal on the right baseline. The ball was called in.
Now, this is a really important phase of the match right here. You can almost see the pivot underneath it, can't you? You know, in the basically, if Garcia loses this, the set has gone. And the second set will be upon her. She's found the line, though. So she does indeed hold on, the top seed. And, nibbles away at the deficit on the score, but still trailing 2-5 opening set to Donna Vekic.
5 games to 2. Miss Vekic has one challenge remaining.
Donna Vekic just waiting for the breeze to settle down, serving for the opening set. You really do get the sense that she is, as I said earlier, a player on the rise and destined to sort of stay top 25. Just keeps adding to her game. She's a great athlete with a big serve and a good backhand. Particularly forehand isn't too shabby either, to be honest. Really good player. But more importantly, her ability to roll with this kind of momentum that she's building. She's a pretty decent front runner most of the time. Interesting to see if she can hold on here.
Hey, come on.
She looks so much more solid mentally and consistent in that department. Donna Vekic holds serve in the blink of an eye and does indeed win the opening set. 6-2 inside half an hour played in this Nature Valley Open Women's Singles Final. Things looking good for the Croatian now. Start of set number 2 then. Caroline Garcia, the top seed here in this Nature Valley Open, to get set 2 underway. Now it's suddenly looking a little darker overhead. There's no shadow on the court. Sun's been gobbled up by a few clouds.
Time. Second set.
Let's hope it stays dry. Super solid. Both enjoying the front court when they get the opportunity to come forward. But Vekic there, very super solid and reading the plays of the French woman. Just seems to have all the answers right now. There it is again. We've seen a number of them, probably a handful or so every match from Donna Vekic. Backhand down the line rarely misses. It's high risk because it's over the high part of the net. Shortest part of the court, but she makes it time and again. Well taken. Better serving from Garcia, and that was an aspect of her game in the opening set that she really needed to address. She's got to get that percentage up. She's only 1 from every 2 first serves in. Got to get up late 60% to really challenge Vekic, you'd imagine, today. This is the problem area. She's only won 4 points behind her second serve. That's a great lead from Garcia. This is, though, where the disparity hangs. She's only winning 57% first serve points. Vekic 77%, 20% more effect. 36% effect behind serve 2 for French player. That's better. Well done. Lovely drive volley. Whereas Vekic is 6 from 6 behind serve 2. Unblemished. This is a fine. Serve and sting. Lovely drive volley put away. Just when you think she's going to break ahead emphatically, she sort of just almost over presses, tries a little too hard, and somehow generates an unforced error. We've seen a few of them, and she's paying a heavy price for it. That's really good. She's walking the tightrope of tempered aggression. That was immaculate. Found the line with the serve. Created enough space between her and the ball to really release the tip around the inside of that one. Vekic, not the sort of person that lets you off the hook when you're back to deuce on your own service game. Her athleticism, though, Vekic. Garcia being made to work very much harder than Vekic on her service holds, but she gets there nonetheless in that opening game, and that's a contrast to the opening set where she lost her first service game. There's a hold for Garcia, all important. Look at that. Now we see the disparity. 24% shy on first serves landed for Garcia. Vekic doing very well, and as you see, 10 winners to only 2 unforced errors for Vekic. Very positive set, and taking those 2 breakpoint opportunities. Double the points tally in favour of the Croatian in that opening set, just 28 minutes long. It'll be interesting to see how she reacts to that, because she doesn't miss them very often. Now, this is something she's done well throughout this tournament, and indeed the last season, really. Very, very good at normally flushing those kind of errors away and moving on with no contamination in her mind. Super from Garcia. Super aggressive. Compounding the misery of the previous unforced error. This really is going to rub salt into those Croatian wounds right now. Can she take advantage? Now then, for the first time in the match, 3 consecutive break points for Caroline Garcia. Surely one of these 3 she'll take. Gets it. That is a beautiful strike. Pulls the trigger down the line and it finds its mark. Gutsy tennis from the French #1.
Garcia needs 2 games to love.
Backs herself there and just finds plumb on the line. She holds on for 2-love. Rolls reverse now on the scoreboard, second set. The French woman in charge of this one. Well, I was going to berate Vekic for not coming forwards there and playing the volley, but she actually dealt with it immaculately as we see it again. Thought she could have snuck in there, but it was impeccable finish anyway. The sun's come back to kiss the scene. But so's the breeze. Well taken. Well, it wasn't the best of drop shots, but Garcia unable to do too much with it. Nice change-up, but it was lofted far too high. And Vekic happening to sort of just read the play nicely there and just steering that one down the line. It's a half chance for Vekic to get a toe hold into this return game. Still just the one challenge throughout the match. Garcia blending power and consistency nicely there. Vekic's turn to overpress. Vekic will be head scratching right now, thinking, well, where did this go? It's turned round so quickly the other way. Well, again, a situation where Garcia's had a couple of game point opportunities and been pegged back to deuce. It's a familiar look, one in which frustrate French fans, because she could have been sat down at 3-love there, really feeling good about herself. Not so. Well, it was a sweetly struck return off the forehand wing from Vekic. break point for second seed.
Game.
Had 3, taken 3. Back in this set, Donna Vekic. A momentary
Garcia
blip.
leads 2-1.
Tobin Belts will be delighted with that. Clings on to the coattails of Caroline Garcia in the second set. Still upper set, trailing 1-2 is Vekic now. Well, she's been very fast out of the chair today, Donna Vekic, keen to press on. Probably given the forecast. First double fault from either player. And that's going some in this strong breeze as well. That's a clunky strike, 2 of them indeed from the Lyon resident. Really opening the shoulders on that forehand return and backing it up with another power strike. This time using her backhand down the line. Oh, she's coming alight, is Garcia now. Two break points to redeem what happened last game on the Garcia serve. Can she immediately break back?
Left. Second serve.
Oh, another absolute belter. Greeted with rapturous applause.
Garcia leads 3-1.
Back-to-back breaks of serve then for these players. And that will make a sweet read for French fans right now. She's been up against it all match as Caroline Garcia. Vekic looks so together. Well, this has thrown the cat amongst the pigeons right now. Serving at 3-1 second set.
Love.
It's their 7th meeting, and I did say at the top of the programme that they normally have very close encounters. 5 of their 6 matches, other than the last one in Tokyo last year, have gone the distance. So we kind of anticipated this. Consistently injecting a little more pace on the ball now is Garcia, and it's serving her well. How long can she keep up this high tempo? Now it's about now that she, thus far, has often been handing back momentum from 40-15 on her own service games, and getting back to deuce, but can she hold on here to 15? French #1 holds on and extends her lead to 4-1 in the second set now.
4 games to 1.
Well, there's big money and points swirling around the sharp end of this international level event. $143,000 US and 280 WTA ranking points up for grabs. We're heading towards, you sense, the sharp end of set 2. These two very experienced tennis players going toe to toe.
Miss Vekic is challenging the goal on the right baseline. The ball was called in.
Now, Vekic having to wrestle with what's becoming a tougher proposition in Caroline Garcia, who's been up to world number 4. And she's 3 years older. She's been around the tour for a little longer. And that's found the line just about. Only just a hair's breadth. She was so sure that that had missed. Not so. Not impressed. Vekic so quick up to anything short. She has been all week. Doing very well at condensing the point on a grass court. That's what it's all about. Balls are heavy. You don't want to be retrieving in the point too often. You want to be on top of it, and she was there. No, it's such high quality from both players right now. So much to admire about this women's singles final.
14-15.
And with all the tournaments endured, you felt owed a climatic final. So far, we've been given it. She liked that game. A service hold to 15 will do Donna Vekic a lot of good right now. She's having to play well just to catch up with her opponent. Garcia serving at 4-2. Can she hold on? And somehow snag this set? She's really lifted her level of what was by her standards a poor opener. Runner-up in St. Petersburg. Love to go one better here. got it. Just clipped the line. Important point there for Garcia to hold on. That was a fine strike, loaded with arc and obediently plenty of spin to dip down into that line. It's a shot she'll have rehearsed endlessly in practice. Oh, yes. Well, she's been up to 2 in the world in 2016 in women's doubles. She's got a French Open title alongside Mladenovic. Served her well there because Vekic really injected quite a bit of pace on that backhand. Garcia was wise to it. Two consecutive points for the French number 1. Can she make it 3? Yeah, the forehand approach had too much topspin on it. It just sort of sat up on the court. Needs to get that ball through the court more. Let's take a look again. Look, just sat begging, didn't it? Right in the strike zone of Vekic, who dismissed it. See it again. Look at this. Bang. She's not missing many of them. So, another break point for the Croatian. She's immaculate so far. 3 from 3. Yeah, knew she would. That was very close. Well, they haven't used challenge much between them. Has this one found its mark? No. And again, Vekic remains ruthlessly efficient on every break point that she's engineered here. She's 4 from 4.
Garcia leads 4 games to 3.
Garcia still in front, but the lead is dwindling in set 2.
Wow, that's it. Okay, very important. What was good in the first set? What did you do good?
Everything. I didn't do anything bad in the first set.
It was really good how you hit the ball. And also now it was really good how you hit the ball, because you have to get her behind a little bit. Yeah? So I want you again now focus on the first shot again, like serving and the fourth ball to first ball, make her run.
Back
but that's how it gets hurt. You know, like some points she's hitting really good, but it's also come mistakes again. But she only makes mistakes when you get her behind. So you have to make a move and you have to hit the first ball, okay? I also like from the ad side the serve wide, but you have to get up for the serve. First serve, get up, big to her backhand, and then the first ball, make her run to the forehand. If you can do that, yeah, on the ad side, on the ad side. Yeah, to get her out of the court, and the next one, let her run to the forehand, and she's gonna miss a lot there also. Okay? But hey, go out now.
And juice?
Huh?
And where should I serve juice?
Juice is very good, the mix. To the body some is good, and also to the forehand some. Yes, some bombs are coming, but she will also miss, like in the first set. In the first set, she was missing a lot of forehand returns, yeah? But now, I want you to mix it again, okay? Every ball hard now. Let's go, come on now.
Two consecutive games won by the second seed.
15 love.
Looking for a third. Clever change-up from Garcia. Haven't seen that one for a while.
40-15.
Two extremes in pace. Always tricky to play against. Vekic not really knowing where to stand on the court as a consequence of that blistering return. Clunky sounds coming off the racket of Caroline Garcia right now. Big thuds and a crisp forehand volley put away. Look at the early setup around the ball. Two in a row for Garcia, hence the almost desperate call from Torben Belts to G up his charge.
Advantage, Vekic.
Having to really go to the trenches here and dig deep to contest this tough game.
Let's. Second service.
Well, Vekic got a little lucky there. It was a good return from Garcia that just found the tape. She holds on. Draws level in this second set, but's had to really roll up her sleeves and work very hard in this Nature Valley Open. Garcia electing to choose a different racket, perhaps slightly tighter. Who knows? She's certainly raised the bar in this second set, that's for sure. She's had to. It's a must-win set for Caroline Garcia, who's now armed with new balls. They'll be whizzing through the air with less nap on them, just that little bit quicker. Wind still proving quite a factor in this one. But she's been a lot more menacing this set, has Garcia. First double fault from the French woman, I should say. Still 50% first serves landed. Needs to get that up. Donna Vekic 61%. But encouragingly for French fans, Caroline Garcia is starting to drive more points. Taking the initiative as often as she can. That was timely, that first serve. Because remember, Vekic has won the last 3 games. So psychologically, in Garcia's mind, she needs to hold on here. I do like it when she's on the front foot going after these kind of shots, but you do sense as well that Donna Vekic feeds off of that kind of oncoming pace. It's not quite buckling often enough. Yeah, that tells its own story, doesn't it? Longer service games by about a minute or so, minute and a half more for Garcia. Well done. Often see a player rip the ball down the middle to offer no angle. Vekic unconvinced by the lack of service call, or rather the puff of chalk. It's a characterful service hold from Caroline Garcia, and the crowd respond.
Garcia leads 5-4.
They're lusting after a third set. Of course they are. Garcia, the top seed, leading 5-4 in the second now. So the run of 3 games halted. Garcia with a game of her own now. Vekic playing catch up in this set, 4-5.
15 love.
Beautiful. Rips that down the line, loaded with spin and pace. Perfect length of shot. Direction as well. 2 points away from levelling this match.
Left for service.
It's top quality tennis from the centre court in Nottingham. Both these two having a right old dust up now.
5 games over.
The tempo is electric. Who's going to blink first in this really good showpiece match? Oh, take that, suggests Vekic. Having to bring her 10 out of 10 game right here. Never tire of watching shots like that. Both feet off the floor. Very dynamic. Caught in the slips. Great serve from Garcia. To give her credit, she's elevated. Maybe she didn't catch it. Garcia has elevated that first serve percentage. It's up to 54% landed in now. Lovely 1-2 punch of her own. And she's having to get in first, because if she doesn't, Vekic will. So it's making for a great watch. Uber aggressive tennis from both. Well, she's elevated those stats, as we said. She's now level with Vekic in terms of first serve effect when it lands. Not so on second, though. Nowhere near. Well, that comes with the territory, doesn't it? She's had to be a little bit gung-ho, because if she's not, Vekic will take advantage. So she's got to really get onto that second shot behind her serve quickly. And that's the price she'll sometimes pay. Still has a little wriggle room. Oh, she's overstruck it, has Vekic. Garcia does really well there to hold on to her serve to 30. And after an hour and 20 minutes,
Garcia leads 6 games to 5.
the top seed is looking good in set number 2. She's earned herself a tiebreak at least, 6-5.
Time.
Right into the meat of this second set now then. Can Donna Vekic hold on and secure a tie-break? If she holds serve here, trailing 5-6, but a set to the good. Well, it looked like Garcia was a little hesitant there and could possibly have made that had she not stopped halfway. Well done. Just appreciating how difficult that backhand pass was. The Garcia response was loaded with spin. This was not easy. Got to really dig that out and get underneath the ball with the racket head. She did so well with that left hand on the backhand. A pat on the back from Vekic to herself there with the fist pump.
First service.
You want things just so as a player, rather like Nadal with his water bottles. It just gives you that sense of control, and there's very few things you can control on the tennis court.
Let's first service.
But it enables a player to relax when they feel like they've got it just right. Simply stunning from both players. That was a standout point. All areas of the court covered there.
14-13.
Wonderful hand skills from Garcia right here, taking the pace out of that. That's high skill level. And reading the play well as well. Vekic, what athleticism. Frustrated she couldn't quite do more with that running forehand. Still has a game point. Oh, it's lights out aggression from Caroline Garcia, and it's serving her well. Clawing this return game back to deuce. Let's see it again. Look at this. Throwing caution to the wind, and that is tough. Above the head, that drive volley was struck. Really gutsy from the French woman. Now, can she make something of this? 2 points from the set again. Good length with the serve from Donna Vekic. So into a tie-break we go. And the good news is, for Caroline Garcia, in this tournament she's
receive an additional challenge.
1-1 has the French woman, the only one that she's played. Donna Vekic has lost the only tie-break that she's played in this tournament. And over the season, Garcia 2 tiebreaks, 1-2 lost. Donna Vekic only 1-1 and 5 lost. So I guess some would argue the top seed is the marginal favourite here in this breaker coming into it.
Vekic.
Oh, standout from Vekic. Pulls out the trump card when she needs it most. It has been an absolute banker for her. That backhand down the line.
Vekic.
Maybe a little too greedy there. But the old faithful missing for once. Perhaps a sign of nerves. Don't want to allow the mind to start future pacing right now with that glistening trophy just meters away, seemingly within her grasp, both of them. Certainly that of Vekic right now anyway. Just waiting for the wind to momentarily die out.
Is Garcia's challenging the call on the left service line? The ball was called out.
Well, umpire suggesting it was on the line, but it was the long part of the line. Didn't quite kiss the service box. Let's find out. Caroline Garcia wants to challenge. Understandably, these are big moments. Well done, ump.
Second serve.
Terrific serve and sting.
Garcia has 2 challenges remaining.
Garcia there with the back behind forehand that really did pay dividends. It's always tough on a grass court when you're trying to recover that sort of position from Vekic's standpoint. So the deadlock continues. Who's going to blink first in this breaker? Well, suddenly, as we've not seen all tournament, the Vekic backhand letting her down a couple of times in succession in this tie break. Perhaps the nerves are jangling a little. So back on serve here then, 2-3 in this race to 7 points. That's nice. Her 4th ace of the tournament. Of the match, I should say. It's just delightful, isn't it, seeing a grass court tournament with the sun out. Been a rarity this week, but a real treat that we can hopefully conclude this match with the big yellow ball up above. To do that, Vekic has to take case of this yellow ball. Committed backhand from Vekic. Self-belief not dented at all by a couple of errors off that wing. She's back to normality. Now the momentum of pressure swinging very much back onto the shoulders of the top seed. How will she respond? Just over an hour and a half played. Brilliant. Big match players, these two, in this all top 30 clash. Will you yield? Suggests Garcia to Vekic, and vice versa. Redlining tempo in the tiebreak, just what we've come to see. Both bringing their A game simultaneously. Vekic, how will she respond now? Thought about bobbling over. 6-4, Garcia with a fine length there and following up with pace. Just enough to buckle the backhand of the Croatian. So she's been close to securing the set a couple of times, but now she's got 2 set points. A raucous cry of delight from Caroline Garcia. She wins the second set, does the top seed, and we go on in Nottingham. We're going to be treated to a third and deciding set. Don't go too far.
Miss Vekic has requested to see your coach.
Okay. I feel you're fresher than her. Hey, really, 100%. She played 3 sets, everything.
So did I.
No, I really think that. And I see you're stretching a little bit, so I really think you should go out now and play every point super hard. Can you do that?
No.
Why not?
Finals are not for me.
No, that's not true. Because no, you're in the final now. It's
Yeah, I'm gonna lose again.
It's third set 0-0, and your mindset should be go out like in the first set at 0-0, go out brave and hit the ball big, you know, because that's what you did, Donna, in the first set. You were hitting the balls. I want you now also to hit the balls again.
So I was also in the second set.
No, but she was also playing better. Okay, it was a good match. Just a few points, but you can turn it around now. But you have to play every ball hard, and you have to believe it. Okay, you have to go out, believe it, and play every point super hard. And that's what you can do. Okay, try to get everything out now here. Yeah. Okay, return. I want you also on the return to hit the return big. Okay, if the ball sits up a little bit, I want you to go for the return big. And especially on this side, it's a little bit against the wind, you know, you really have to go for it more. Yeah, on this side even more. And now we're going to surprise her with one thing more. You're going to hit the ball big, the first shots, you're going to hit the ball big. When you have the feeling she's behind, if she gets short, you're going to play a short ball sometimes. Okay, I want you to surprise her with this. That's your mission now in the third set, to get her behind. And if she has a short ball in the half court and you have time, you're going to play short ball. Okay? This is practice for you to be ready on grass court. Okay? And it's a challenge now to go out and really go for it. Hey, let's do it. It's 0-0 now. Yeah? And you're going to do it now. Huh? Tell me. But she played also, hey, she was serving good, it's okay. If she's serving good and if she's playing the ball in, it's fine, you know. But make every ball for her super hard. Make it super difficult, eh? Make it super difficult for her. And if she makes it, okay. But you're going to show her now, who's the boss, okay? Let's go, come on, do it. Go.
Final set. Vekic to serve.
Start of the final set then. Both athletes back to the court. Caroline Garcia just went for a bathroom break. Now then, what will unfold in this one-set shootout? Take your eyes off it if you dare. It's been high-tempo tennis. Let's hope it continues in the third set.
15 long.
He was on at the back end of set number 2 after they lost the set to Vekic. It was a real wounder, having come so close in that breaker. Well, they're the mini triumphs in a big game that are all really important. Donna Vekic showing character, holding on to her opening service game after what was a real wounder of a second set, as we said earlier, having lost that breaker 4 points to 7. She came so close to getting her hands around the trophy. But this is the problem. In the second set, the first serve percentage dropped down from Vekic and simultaneously elevated for Garcia. Both with 2 breaks of serve each in that set, but Garcia 5 more points won in a set that lasted 1 hour and 8 minutes. But it's been terrific tennis, positive from them both. Garcia has done very, very well to get stuck in and turn this one around. Still a long way to go. A handful of consecutive Croatian points right now then. She's on a roll, is Vekic again, looking very focused and fast. She's been so positive on court all week, but she did look very downbeat, understandably, at the loss of that second set. But she has come out and regrouped very, very well initially at the start of this third. Obviously saw space herself. Not electing to challenge. French number 1 there. So looking over for a little visual reinforcement from Torben Belts is Vekic. Needs all the help she can get. A few more people clapping for you. It all helps when you sort of feel like you're under pressure. Sounds ridiculous, but it does. Anything to get your mind right and head towards the sun. Being positive.
Garcia is challenging the call on the right near sideline. The ball was called out.
Well, I think that was brought along because there was hesitancy from the umpire and the lines team, really. It was a late call, but a correct one.
Second serve.
Good work from both players, leaving it all out there on the court.
30-all. Ms. Garcia has 2 challenges remaining.
Did well here, both of them. Got to be sort of strong-willed and a little bit pig-headed, and these two can be belligerently competitive, which is a good streak to have in a solo sport like tennis.
14-13.
The odd sign of frustration from Vekic. And all that'll do is buoy Caroline Garcia's mindset. big. Gutsy play, especially with the ball deviating, having broken off the top of the net.
Yes.
Never easy to set your sights on this kind of shot oncoming. Let's see it again. Look at this. It skips up. She has to reset. Stills pulls the trigger down the line. That was gutsy from Vekic. High winner count in this match. Well, what's not to love about a match like this? We said we were due an absolute belter because of the poor weather conditions we've been wrestling with all week, and this is really just that and more. Both players still so hungry for the victory. Deadlock again.
One game more.
Just over an hour and 3/4 on the match clock now, and there is no picking a winner.
Lot 15.
She does a very good look of disgust, doesn't she, Vekic? Lips pursed tight.
15.
Still struggling to let go of that second set, you sense in her mind, having come so close. It's always a wounder when you lose a breaker.
13-15.
But it's evident that she wants quick points here, Vekic. And if Garcia can hang around in a few, who knows?
40-15.
Only her second double fault. Garcia's only hit one, and that is just brilliant on a windy day. Really good work from both, loading up the second serve to a spin. Great use of the court from Vekic, spreading it really effectively. She holds on.
Leads 2 games to 1.
Second seed, Donna Vekic, leading 2-1 in this deciding set. Big credit for Caroline Garcia, who's elevated her serving statistics. She was down at 40% and around there for a long time, even in the early stages of the second set. Now she's approaching 60% and eclipsed Vekic by 2% right now. Let's have a look at the serving placement. Going wide a lot. Good friends, but that's been cast aside right now. Business face is on. Stunning. Drawn out really wide on the court. The point of no return. But down the line was really the only option, and she found it. She spiked it. Smashed it down the line. Let's see it again. Look at the good use of the opposite arm for balance. The loud grunting give you an indication of just how much they're throwing into each shot, these two athletes. It's all on the line here in Nottingham. In terms of three-set matches this season, Donna Vekic is 3-6. Caroline Garcia 4-4. Brilliant. A whole lot of amazing from Caroline Garcia.
14-15.
Didn't do quite enough with that forehand volley. It's always difficult when you're hitting it away from yourself, but that was standout. Vekic straining every sinew to get to that. Can't fault that lack of effort. Now, in the opening set, Garcia was leading in her service against 40-love or 40-15, and somehow just, would manage to throw it back in the way of Vekic. Not trying to do so, but that's what was just happening. That's the pattern. She seems to be getting on top of it now. Now she needs to secure this and hold on. No, she does so with some style. A handful of aces now for the French number one. She's going from strength to strength.
2 games over.
And the fans that have stayed on in Nottingham have been royally rewarded. It's been a real treat to watch this, and much needed after the spirits have been dampened literally all week. Been a lot of indoor tennis played. Not what you want for a grass event. But they've been at the hands of the gods. It's been that simple. They've done the best they can, the organisers. 2-all. Got to be careful now. That first serve percentage landed is dwindling for Vekic. Garcia taking advantage. It's amazing, particularly on a fast grass court, just how, much the first serve can change the whole complexion of the match. It can be that simple very often. Get a lot in, you really have the upper hand. This is clever from Vekic, just waiting for that mini gust to blow out. Clearly found the corner there of the service box. Heard my instruction.
Yes. Vekic.
Comes through what was quite a tricky game there, does Donna Vekic. Holds on to keep her nose in front marginally. It's a slender one-game lead. 3-2. Second seed. Just ahead in the third set. Well, she'll make her way to Mallorca later this evening, where as the 6th seed tomorrow, she'll take on Victoria Azarenka, will Caroline Garcia, in a tournament that she won 3 years ago, back in 2016, on the grass again, all in preparation of Wimbledon, which starts on the 1st of July. Playing catch up here, though. Well, Donna Vekic in this kind of form could really threaten Ashley Barty, the reigning French Open champion of Roland Garros just last week. Ashley Barty's the 2nd seed and world #2 at Birmingham, and it's a jam-packed with quality kind of field. The other Midlands tournament, the Nature Valley Classic, next week.
15.
Vicious upper body rotation from Garcia in that forehand, uncoiling the shoulders really fast against the hips. Half a dozen French aces now we've witnessed.
3 games old.
Nothing between them. Into the 3rd hour we go. Found it.
Vekic is challenging the ball on the right far sideline. The ball was called in.
Well, maybe Vekic is challenging because of those looks of concern from Caroline Garcia. Perhaps she shouldn't have ogled at the ball for so long. But anyhow, we're going upstairs to get confirmation. Let's see. It was very balletic, the backhand smash. Yeah, she's found it.
15. Miss Vekic has 2 challenges remaining.
That is an exemplary response. Flushed the madness away. Dealt with the moment. Deep relaxation breath. Powered down and unreturnable. I guess that was caught or landed awkwardly.
Game. Vekic.
6 aces each. Vekic wants to see her coach, and as she heads to the chair, she'll be feeling better about herself now. After 2 hours and 8 minutes, she leads 4-3 in this final set.
First thing, only two things, Donna. First thing is going to be, you can handle how you be here on the court and how you go out. You know, this is what you can handle and this is what you can control. So you go out now and trying to play every point super hard. Okay? Go out and do it. Okay? Second thing is, you can do this. You can win this game. Okay? But you have to play the ball hard. Okay? And I want you to start with the return and the first shots. So return. If you have second, if you have time, if it sits up the ball, you're gonna go for a big return. Yeah, get her behind, and for Donna, you have to hit it. Stay down in your knees, but try to hit the balls. Hit the balls, go for it. Yeah, make a run. Yeah, you can do it, but go out now and be super hardcore. Yeah, okay. Serving, you perfect mix. Perfect mix. To the forehand slice is very good serve. Yeah, get up to the ball is very good. But then the first ball, you're gonna go for it. On the return now, yeah, second serve, go in. You're gonna go for a big return on second serve. All right? Point by point. Let's go. Come on.
Time.
Always a tricky dynamic when you're playing catch-up in the deciding set. You've not got the wriggle room that your opponent has. 3-4, Garcia up against it. Well, considering how little these two have played on grass with just one solitary match each, this is a really, really fast transition to excellent grass tennis. Both trying to come forward at the earliest opportunity, keep the points short and sharp. Well, she was briefed by her coach Torben Beltz to stay down with the knees and go after the first shot in the rally, really go for it in attempting to take Garcia's time and space away. Well, the swing speed has definitely gone up, and the commitment to that power first shot, but on occasions just lacking a little control. Garcia finally hits 60% first serves landed. She holds to love with a fine exhibition of serving.
4 games old.
And is feeling a lot better about herself right now, Caroline Garcia. She's in deep. Indeed, they both are. Both with a hand on the glistening trophy, you sense. Who's going to wrestle it from the other? For all, third set.
30 love.
Brilliant, sparkling tennis from both. Both fully aware that this match will not be lost by their opponent. It's going to have to be won. They've got to get the bit between their teeth and go after it. And that's the perfect illustration from the top seed. A spellbinding array of winners from either side of the court. A sheer battle of wills from now on in. It's a wonderful hold from Vekic. Very positive. 5-4. She leads now in this third set. Almost 2¼ hours played. Well, much deserved, generous applause for both, as I'm sure there will be for the victor and the vanquished. It's been one of those kind of matches. Playing catch-up, Caroline Garcia, the top seed here, trailing 4-5, third set. But that aspect of her game has just gone from strength to strength. 40% first serves landed has now become 60+. And she's eclipsing that of Vekic, who sits at 56%. These are big numbers. Very important on a grass court. Well, so high is the caliber of this third set that we've not seen a break of serve since sort of early second set. Vekic has broken Garcia 4 times and the reverse twice. That area has been where there's been a chink in the armour of Caroline Garcia. She's only winning 49% second serve points. Donna Vekic 62%. And I know you're thinking, oh, Paul, don't keep on about the numbers, but it's very, very important, because when Vekic is seeing a second serve to return, she's licking her lips. She's efficient and bullying in that regard. Garcia's got to be a little careful. Well, it was only 9 months or so ago that she hit that career high of 4 in the world, Caroline Garcia. It's not been that long. She's down at 28th because she's had a bit of a topsy-turvy year. But Donna Vekic, her opponent, is off her career high of 22 in the world. So can Garcia access that brilliant tennis we know she possesses? We've seen inklings and little moments of it. She needs more consistency at that highest level to cross the line today, you sense, against this awkward Croatian customer. That is a brilliant backhand down the line to secure the game, and with it bring deadlock again to this third set.
5 games.
So little between these two standouts. Can understand why 5 of their 6 previous meetings have gone the distance. But to remind those of you, if you are just joining us, welcome along. Caroline Garcia lost the last one in Tokyo, Japan. Vekic came through in straight sets on the only time in their previous matches. Perhaps a mark of just how much Donna Vekic has improved. Prior to that, in Rome, Italy, on the clay, round of 64, Garcia won 2 of the 3 sets with tie breaks. Good mindset from Garcia. Wanting to re-engage when she's ready with that positive frame. Interesting when you look at the game styles, because Donna Vekic doesn't have quite as big a backswing, which some would argue would say is more suited to grass. Still gets a lot of power. Both athletes 5'10", plenty of leverage. Caroline Garcia with bigger cuts at the ball. More can go wrong, but she can also inject a lot of speed on the ball. But it's Donna Vekic who's fist pumping now as we head to what you sense is the sharp end of this outstanding women's singles final. Donna Vekic, the second seed, marginally ahead, 6-5.
Time.
To a packed house here in Nottingham then. Nature Valley Open heads towards a climatic finish. It's been an outstanding final. Can Garcia hold on and entertain us more? 5-6, she trails.
Love 15.
A timely unreturnable from the warrior like Garcia. That's an absolute whopper of a backhand from the top draw from Caroline Garcia, saving her best till last. Look at this. She's run off the court, but Vekic unable to do much with that deep forehand from Garcia. But what a response from the top seed in the end. Super brave. It's just brilliant. A brilliant point. 3 in succession from the French number one. Vekic can barely believe it. She's given her all this afternoon. Straining every sinew to get the extra ball back and ask another question. But Garcia having the last laugh again. Much to Vekic's frustration. That's the trouble, isn't it? When you hit a few winners, you think you're unstoppable and you can go even bigger. Often comes back to bite you. And if anyone will bite you, Donna Vekic is pretty handy in the return department. Got to be very careful. It's lights out tennis from France's finest.
Garcia.
Another stunning point from the former world number 4. Second game point opportunity to earn herself 6-all. just when she needs it. And she's had to, because Vekic has played a superb match. So we're into another tie-break. You'd imagine Caroline Garcia will be licking her lips. It's great body language from the French number one. She has momentum. What can Vekic offer to negate it? She's won 12 points more in the overall scheme of total points won, has Donna Vekic. But of course, it's about the right points. Now, this is anyone's. Well, I said we were due an epic, weren't we, at the end of what's been a tough week. And we've got just that.
Half on the line.
By Anastasia Koshileva from Russia, doing a great job.
Garcia. Garcia.
Evidently, very little between these two. Who's going to have bragging rights at the end of the next few minutes? Over 2.5 hours played on the match clock. A moment of magic from the racket of Donna Vekic. Torben Beltz can barely believe his eyes. He had to double take at that. See it again. Look at that. A slice forehand cross-court pass. Don't see many of these. Not at that kind of speed. They're normally floaters. That was ripped. What next on this long, windy road of twists and turns? Still no telling who's going to run off with the title.
4-3, Garcia.
Well, she went after this. Just kissed the tape on the way through and dropped back her side. It's courageous from both players.
Garcia.
Oh, she'll be wriggling around in her bed tonight. Could pay the ultimate price for that double fault. Oh, she was always going after that, wasn't she? And Garcia has been gallant throughout. She's got better and better. It's been hard-earned.
6-3, Garcia.
But after 2 hours and 35 minutes, she now has 3 championship points.
Garcia.
Secured with her 7th ace.
2-6, 7-6, 7-6.
Congratulations to the top seed and French #1. It's a 7th career title for Caroline Garcia. Her first on British soil and her 2nd on grass. She'll head to Mallorca tonight, a very happy girl. That is terrific tennis coming through in 2 hours and 36 minutes. She delights in that turnaround. Lost the opening set 2-6, but then won the next 2 on very tight tie breaks. 7-6, 7-6. A hug to her coach, Florian René. French delight. And, well, we were treated to an absolute epic. She prevailed in the Punisher, did Garcia. And as the on-court announcer declares, boy, did that deliver, didn't it just? What a treat at the end of a wet, washed out week in Nottingham. That was outstanding.
Donna will have some media duties to do as well, so we're going to ask our new champion to do duty for us before the special presentation and sign a few of the match balls and send them off into the crowd.
This is how she finished in some style. Her 7th ace. Utter glee for Caroline Garcia, who was right up against it throughout. That's nice. A lovely warm embrace at the end. Well, it was well deserved, wasn't it? Shame, really, in that sort of match there has to be a loser because it was so tightly contested, and spare a sympathy thought for the vanquished Donna Vekic, but there she is. She really left it all out there. It was a terrific effort, and she is, well, understandably upset. She gave her all today commendably, but the day belongs to Caroline Garcia, who will head to Mallorca to take on Victoria Azarenka tomorrow with a smile on her face all the way. She started with a lowly 40% first serves going in, but turned the day around and ended up at 62%. She can be really proud of herself. on what was a very tough assignment. She downs the world number 22 in over 2.5 hours.
Please would you welcome onto court David Rawlinson, Deputy President of the LTA.
Next up then, our presentation ceremony, understandably.
Our title sponsor Nature Valley, please welcome Nick Wishman. The Chief Executive of Nottingham City Council is Ian Currier. The LTA Tournament Ambassador is Andy Bradley. And the LTA Tournament Director is Rebecca James. So if I can just ask our champion, please, to go and join the presentation party for a moment. I'll just give her a second to do her hair. Make sure she's looking her very best. Because we've got a very special presentation to do. What we want to do is share with you a special moment for our tournament, because this year it's the 5th anniversary of this event on the WTA Tour. It's our 5th birthday. So all the WTA... Can you hear me all right?